I see. So do you think the idea of the American dream has changed since like from what you mentioned, like the 50s?
I think so, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
In the 50s it was like the white picket fence, the family, and now I think just, I don't know if it's like, the explosion of like, media or music or movies or what, but it's definitely gotten significantly, I guess one would say, more difficult to attain, because no longer is it like a family and, friends and a house. Now everyone sort of has a house. I mean, that's sort of the American way, is everyone hopefully can acquire a home or rent a home even. Now it's like you have to have the biggest house. You have to have the nicest car. You have to have the nicest everything. So I think it's gotten probably a lot harder to attain than it was at the time.
Yeah, that, Travis, makes a lot of sense. Nowadays we have so many different types of American dreams. I think that everyone has their own American dream. We have rappers with the bling bling in their rims in their cars, and for them that's the American dream. For other folks it could be a shirt and tie and going to the country club and golfing every day. That's your American dream. There's so many different types of people that have the ability to live the American dream now. So it's different and growing for everyone.
All right, and do you think the media plays a big role in this?
I think the media essentially shapes what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who come here. My father, for existence, I mean, and a house and a job are that's plenty, but the media, it makes it essentially, the media is like the Joneses, and everyone says you're trying to compare yourself to the Joneses. The media is the Joneses because the media tells everyone what the status quo is, what we should be wearing, what we should be driving, where we should be living, where we should be spending our leisure time, and I think it essentially shapes our ideas of what success is. I mean, you look at TV, MTV Cribs or Laguna Beach or all those shows. I mean, that they're essentially trying to show you this is the American dream embodied by a 21-year-old woman or a 21-year-old male, and that's what it should be, and that's what you should want. And I think without that, we'd be back to having a house and a family and a car. But with the explosion of television and the media and the radio and music, it is turned into something totally different.
Oh yeah, and I totally agree. I'm so fascinated with the media and how it shapes people's lives. Even we can use even politics this last election as an example. When Michelle Obama would go on TV in a certain dress, 20 minutes later, 50 million people would have that and want that same dress. And now we have shows like TMZ, their shows dedicated to like going around paparazzi taking pictures of people's lives and what they're doing.
So do you think there's positive and negative aspects about that? Try and wrap this up.
About the media influence?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's positive and negative influence. I mean,
and the American dream in general.
I think the American dream, I think the negative of it is that it continues to play it out, and it continues to make it harder to attain. The one thing that we don't understand about being from this country is that we have far more to begin with than anybody else, but there's that constant want to do better and gain more, and it never stops. And the media really exacerbates that already bad situation because it hangs in front of us, all of these nice things that, for the most part, 90% of us aren't going to be able to have.
Mm-hmm.
But, on the upside, and maybe the media doesn't make a difference, and maybe there are people that would continue to strive for more regardless of what influence they had from the media. On the upside, there are people who see it. I mean, he talked about like rappers or something. They see the people on TV, or they see basketball players, or a young musician sees some famous violinist or something, and it gives them the ability to see that they can be that, and it can happen, and there are people from their communities that have achieved it. And just seeing somebody, one of their own, or whatever it may be, music, art, whatever your thing is, if you see somebody who's succeeded and they're famous and they're praised for what they're doing, it gives you ambition to do that yourself. And I think that ambition is good. I mean, it keeps us on track, and as long as we have a goal, hopefully we'll keep trying to get it instead of straying off a path.
Yeah, I like that word ambition a lot. The American dream gives us this ambition to go out and do more with our lives. And you can take negative downturns to really anything, but through the media, when they show these people doing things that we may think is cool or we want to do in our future, it gives us the ambition to go out there and do something more and make it happen.
All right, and I think I've got all I need.